Last week, we had the coldest temperatures in North Idaho since 1970. It got down to negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit.
So cold.
So cold. That is completely brutal. But for us,
it's like it never even happened.
Yeah, we weren't here. We were actually in Hawaii. So if you missed our last video, go over and check that out. We had the best week. It was emotional. It was fun. It was so nice to get Jeremy home. But now we're back.
Yeah.
We're rejuvenated. We missed winter.
Look at the tan I brought back with me, huh? How about that?
So tan. I still look the same. But we are ready to get to work. It has been several weeks since we have gotten any actual work done on Gabby. So 3 weeks ago, we completed the ceiling and we also got all the drywall done on the front wall. So our goal over the next couple days is to completely finish all of the drywall in the garage space.
So 1/2 inches, no more 5/8 of an inch, should be much lighter.
Yes.
I'm still gonna need you to lift while I screw.
Got you.
I missed the beach. Let's line them up.
Screwdriver and all that?
I do need some screws. Hold this real quick, I'll be right back. Alright, here we go. Oh, ready to go. Ready?
Yeah.
Ready to get it up?
Oh, this is not gonna work.
Why?
Because it's coming off its block.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna hold it.
Alright.
With sheer will.
Oh
my God, please hurry.
Bump it to your left. It ain't pretty, but it'll do. Straight up now, tell me, do you really want to do drywall forever? Oh, oh, oh. Just like that, first 2 sheets of drywall are up on this back wall. And you may notice, and this is going to be a controversial take, that we are running these sheets vertically rather than horizontally and staggering our seams and doing all that. I know. But if you are familiar with drywall, this kind of makes sense in a lot of ways. This is a garage. We're not too concerned with having uniformed vertical seams all the way around this room. We'll do a good job with our seams, mud them, tape them, get some texture up there, and hopefully it turns out okay. But we wanted to make sure that we eliminated the possibility of having butt seams every so often. So
yeah, the beauty of not having to do drywall inspections is you can do your drywall however you want.
Do whatever we want.
We choose to go vertical.
Also with this back corner, we skipped over that because I need to pull out some of the insulation to get some backers in there for our exterior trim, which will be going up here in the next few weeks. So I'll take care of that maybe later tonight, but so far so good. Let's keep going.
Jeremy is going to screw that last piece in. Well, it's not the last piece, but it's the last.
Almost the last piece.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah. So then we have to put in the backers, like he mentioned, for our Everlog siding. Once we get that in, we can get the 2 actual last pieces in, the end piece, and we will be done with the back wall. The more drywall we put up, the brighter it gets in here.
In order to get these backer boards in for our exterior trim pieces, unfortunately what I'm having to do is to tear out all of the corner insulation, which was already stapled up. Total oversight on my part. I actually just forgot about this step in the build process. So nothing that we can't remedy now. It's just a minor inconvenience. So we'll get all this torn away temporarily, plug in those backer pieces, and then get everything buttoned up once again.
Mud season's back.
Mud butt action again.
You're like
Long time no see.
slowly sliding off the ladder.
Terrifying up here. That's my screw. All right, we're good, Ma.
Thought we were getting the other 2 pieces up.
Dunzo, so did I, but you know what? I'm still working my way out of vacation mode, so.
You're just gonna Hawaii time your way out of vacation mode?
Tackle it in the morning. So I got those 2 corner panels that had to go up last night. Welcome, Mama.
Hi.
Got them up on the wall. I just have to cut out around this one window. We're gonna move some stuff over since we have an absolute mess in here. Can you help me with that?
Yeah, you got it done.
I did, looks good. And then we'll get wall number 2 picked up, sheeted. More and more progress, here we go.
I tried to do what you did. It just pancaked up. Jeremy went to grab a garbage bag and then we will get to work. But right now, this garage space, this workspace is a little bit of a nightmare for me because I don't like clutter. I don't like working when there's a mess. I like to clean everything up before we start a new project. Normally, we would not start drywall before all of the insulation is put in, but we have to actually rent a small scissor lift to get up into that cavity safely where the stairs are going to go. So again, the reason we held off on putting the stairs in is because we need to put either scaffolding or a scissor lift into that cavity so that we can insulate and safely drywall that really steep, tall section. So once we get that done, hopefully next week, we will get rid of all of this insulation and then my blood pressure will go down a little bit because we can have a clean workspace again. I got it.
Oh, upsy, all the way, come on. Left
Hey,
side.
cowboy.
Hello.
Are you enjoying being back from Hawaii? Because you get to put your clothes back on? In Hawaii, you kept talking about wanting to put your cowboy clothes back on.
Mm-hmm.
You feel better now?
Yeah.
Did you have fun in Hawaii?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll take you to the Big Island where all the cowboys are next time. Then you can wear it.
Yeah.
You gotta find your people, the ones that make you feel alright, the kind you wanna stay up with all night. You gotta find your people, the ones that make you feel whole, they won't leave your side when you lose control, the ones that don't let you lose your soul. You gotta find your people, the ones that get the joke,
Come on.
who understand what you're saying before a word is spoke. You gotta find your people,
Not
the
to.
needle in the groove.
Linda is better at climbing than she is at rappelling.
You guys see her?
I'm basically a fireman. Get one of those community awards.
Life-saving award.
Yeah.
When it comes to trying to figure out where it is we need to plunge our rotozip tool to cut around things like this electrical box before getting our next panel up, all we're doing is taking a measurement from the bottom of the wall up to the center of this box and then from the panel next to it, again to the center of the box. So in this case, it's 44 inches and 14 inches. Once that panel's up, we can mark our point, plunge our rotozip tool in there, cut around this box, smooth sailing.
You kind of roughly made the state of Washington.
Oh yeah.
Remember when you
weird.
made Idaho?
Yeah, textbook Idaho.
Well, I mean, it's not like a great, it's like a kindergartner drew Washington, but
That's close. Olympic Peninsula is a little small and narrow. That's it. Who's having fun doing drywall? Okay. Noted.
I snuck inside really quickly to dump some footage so I can get a head start on my edit tonight, and I am relying on my Raycon everyday earbuds as I always do. Between the headphones and the earbuds, I am able to be here in the living room, which is very important to me because I like to be with the family, but I can still focus on my edit. I've been raving about the Raycon everyday headphones and earbuds for years now because we genuinely use them every single day for work around the homestead, for editing, for podcasting, even for homeschool and homework. Valentine's Day is just about a week away, and Raycon makes the perfect gift for those you love, or maybe even for yourself, because there's nothing wrong with a little self-love. All right, now I know that everybody doesn't love Valentine's Day, but let's face it, some things just go better together, like peanut butter and jelly, or Bert and Ernie, or your favorite podcast. I don't know, maybe it's our podcast, and Everyday Earbuds. On that very long flight to Hawaii last week, our entire family was relying on their Raycon earbuds. Kira and I sat together and watched the whole last season of Heartland, and we never even noticed the flight or the earbuds. The earbuds have optimized gel tips that give you the perfect in-ear fit, and I hate the feeling of anything in my ears, especially earbuds, but these are so comfortable you can't even feel them. They actually stay put no matter what you are doing, whether you are going on a run or running on a horse. They will not budge. And like any serious love story, Raycon is here for a good time and here for a long time with 8 hours of runtime and 32 hours of battery life. To check out Raycon for yourself and for those you love, because you know, Valentine's Day, just click the link down in the description below or go to buyraycon.com/goodsimpleliving to get 15% off your Raycon purchase plus free shipping. All right, I guess I'm gonna get back out there. Drywall.
So we're continuing to work our way down this wall here, and I realize that we've actually made it this far into the build without referencing this little box right here. This little box may not look like much, but you notice it has some really heavy gauge wire in it. That's because we are trying to plan for the future here. We're trying to think long term, and this is actually going to be for an EV, electrical vehicle charging receptacle, should we somehow end up with an electrical vehicle in the future. We're not planning on purchasing one at any point, but again, you don't know what the world's gonna look like 20, 30 years from now. So thought I'd mention that before we move on. We're gonna get all this drywall back here moved down to create some space and hopefully wrap up this wall. It's proper use of drywall.
The really good news is that it no longer gets dark at 3 p.m. The bad news is that now it gets dark at 4:15. So it's getting dark because it's 4:15. So I'm gonna go start dinner. Jeremy's gonna keep working. Tomorrow we have a little bit different of a plan. We have some people coming by that are going to be checking out Little Debbie. So there's a lot to the story there. I'll fill you guys in the morning, but maybe this time tomorrow we have a pony and maybe we don't. So I said I would explain the Little Debbie situation in the morning, and here we are. We bought Little Debbie back in April or May so the kids could gain some confidence on horses after being dumped off Coda. Their first horse that was a little unpredictable. Debbie has been great and definitely helped with their confidence, but Debbie is a walk trot pony, and we knew that going into it, and the kids have definitely outgrown her. Kira finally came to us and said, Mom, Dad, I like horses on the ground, but I don't really like riding. And I respect that, and I know that was a hard thing for her to tell us. Eli loves horses, but he doesn't like pokey horses. He wants to ride Lexan, and we're going to be probably shopping for a junior rodeo horse for him, and that's definitely not Little Debbie here. She's an older pony, and she'd be perfect for toddlers or someone that just wants to walk or be ponied around. So we have a grandma and a horsewoman coming out to check her out today for her grandchildren, and we will see how today goes. All right, Debbie has not been ridden in 3 or 4 months. So they want to ride, and I don't want her. I don't know how she is after sitting 3 or 4 months because we haven't owned her very long. So I'm going to put 15 minutes on her, just make sure she's sound before we put a new rider on her, and then we will get her all cleaned up.
Hi there.
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
You find it okay? I know you went over there.
Yeah, we took the wrong turn.
Well, there goes little Debbie. So little Debbie she served her purpose here and she's gonna serve her purpose there. That's kind of how it goes with horses. Sometimes it's a match and sometimes it's not. Sometimes you're just a stepping stone on their journey, but I think they're gonna be really great with her. She's gonna do some lessons and some trails. She's gonna have kids crawling all over her and she's gonna love that. So Lexon is definitely a little sad about seeing her go. He knows the drill. I think he's seen that a lot in his life, so we're gonna have to spend some time with him. This morning, Lexon is far more settled than he was yesterday. Yesterday, he was running the fence line, kind of waiting for the trailer to come back. This morning, he was still in the pasture, which was really good. I was a little afraid he might jump and go looking for her. But he had his breakfast, he had his apple, and the kids are now spending a lot of time with him. This is a great opportunity for Eli and him to bond. So I still feel like Lexon's a little too much of a horse for Eli, maybe in 4 or 5 years. So we are in the market for a good junior rodeo horse. Debbie wasn't quite enough horse for him. Lexon's too much. But in the meantime, until we find the perfect horse, we may need to get him some small companions like mini donkeys and mini horses and all the other miniature livestock that I've been
Melissa's
wanting.
already been looking. She was on Facebook Marketplace last night.
I was.
So, we also got a lot of questions from you guys about last week's video when we were in Hawaii regarding who cares for our animals while we were gone for extended periods of time. We always make sure that our animals are very well cared for and, in fact, pampered because Melissa's parents always are very willing to come out here to stay while we are gone, and they take great care of the animals. Very grateful to them for their willingness to do it, especially last week since it was so cold here. Animals are always very well cared for while we're gone, rest assured. But for today, we have one final wall to get wrapped up. It's a somewhat complicated wall, a lot of cutouts, a lot of things to be working around. I already got small chunks put up over that box for that drainage pipe that comes out of the ceiling. I got that done last night, but we'll head back to work and hopefully get this entire project wrapped up here today.
Oh, my dear, I love you like the summer loves the sun. My dear, I love you like the winter loves the dropping snow. My dear, love you like the morning loves
It's gonna fit you that
my
confident?
dear, I love you like
more
the
confident than
river
me.
loves to flow.
Serious puzzle piece.
Love you to apocalypse, right on through the end. I love you in
Nicely done.
Nicely done. I can feel the experience of doing this now that I've done it a few times. It's funny. I've been so scared and timid to just tackle that like that back in the day, but look, I've grown. We've all grown together here by doing this repeatedly. We've made our way beyond this side door entrance here. We are running into these garage door openers, which are having to be removed. I already took one off. We'll do the second, and I'm actually going to remount these and bump them over a bit. We got questions when we stuck this door in as to why it is that it was an inward opening door that went to the right, which actually blocked these garage door openers. That's because this door is temporary. We are eventually going to replace it, so it'll make sense. It'll open to the left rather than to the right. We'll have easy access to these right here. Once we get rid of these, stick a couple more pieces of drywall up. I think there's only maybe 3 panels left, and we're gonna be wrapped up with hanging drywall here in the garage.
After a perfect vacation and completing the garage drywall, I should have been feeling really good. But instead, all I was thinking about was yet another horse that we saw head down the driveway. After 20 years, I was so happy to get back into horses. But now I just feel like I keep failing at it. Every time I think that I found the perfect horse for the kids, it turns out that it isn't quite the right fit. This used to be something that I was good at, like really, really good at. And now I just can't seem to get it right. A bond between a horse and a rider is no different than any other important relationship in that you can't force a connection by using sheer will. And in the end, sometimes letting them go so that they can better thrive is the kindest thing that we can do for them. And then other times, not giving up on the most challenging can lead to the greatest successes. But differentiating one from the other, well, that's the hard part. And that's the part that we have to figure out for ourselves.